Is at a doctor's appointment, so would you please pray with me? Dear Heavenly Father, we praise you for commanding light to shine out of darkness, laying the foundation of the earth. We wait always to be with you. Take care of us and guide us. Lead us to be kind to each other. Fill us with your love so our days will be joyful. Bless all who are here today and be with those that are absent. We ask this in your name. Amen.
I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad you're here.
I'm representing the nominating committee, and we would like to nominate Martha Blackburn to be our new record keeper. Record keeper is for our officers. Record keeper is going to replace secretary because Crystal is taking our minutes. She so graciously agreed to do that. And she's really good at it. So Martha will be doing the roll call each month, and then she will be keeping a notebook of the minutes. So she will be our record keeper. So we would like to nominate her to do that.
I second. Do I hear a second? I will let. Miss Martha, would you like to come forward? And take this seat. Betty?
Betty, would you like to introduce a new person?
Well, if you read your apple barrel, you already know about the one I'm going to introduce. But then it occurred to me you might like to see her.
Yes.
And so if you would stand up, please. I want to introduce to you Virginia Mueller. There's one other thing I need to tell you all. Almost all the sweet people live on the second floor.
We hope things are going well for you. Glad you're here. Okay,
You've got it.
Right. So I have a new person to introduce, and her name is Patricia Herschel, and she's in room 214. Want to stand up? And you must stay tuned for an interesting bio when it comes out in the apple barrel.
Hope things are going well for you too.
Okay, hello, happy Monday. So I've got a couple of things to go over. So I was not here at executive board last week, but I was told there were some questions of the improvement committee. So those notes, when the improvement committee makes a decision, everything will be documented in the minutes and will be dispersed for every representative in that committee. What you guys choose to do with those minutes is how things will be dispersed, unless it's a very huge change. If it's something that affects a substantial amount of us, everything like the doors, for instance, those we will have a door drop. But if it's little things like adding furniture, stuff like that, I'm going to rely on the representatives to kind of give that knowledge to every floor. So we did hire a landscape company. They will be on site tomorrow to do a walkthrough with Mike. They will be helping maintain the flowers, the rose garden, the front entryway, everything like that. So I believe they will be here 1 to 2 times a week. And they will take the load of the landscape for the entire campus. So what's going to happen with Eugene and Clayton, they are going to be pulled into maintenance. So they will assist with things like emptying the garbage, maintenance in general will. But Clayton and Eugene will be pulled into maintenance. Okay? Yeah, hold on one second. They won't do anything with the pond, so they are just landscape. So the pond will still fall under maintenance to maintain.
And what about?
Will they be watering? Who will be watering?
That stuff is what we're trying to define tomorrow when we do a walkthrough.
My question is about the watering, because those little drip things aren't doing enough for the roses and other places. So if they're only going to be here 2 or 3 days a week, they need to do a deep watering when they come.
So the one reason why we chose this specific company, we had 3 quotes. This company will help us maintain the sprinkler system. So they will make sure that the system is set up to be watering appropriately. Red Shovel is the name. Red Shovel.
And what about the back garden beyond the gate?
They're going to be responsible for everything on this campus.
And, okay.
That includes the walking track and everything like that.
And we can ask them things?
In what manner?
Well, you know, why haven't you pruned this tree? That kind, or is it better to just not?
If you have questions like that, what I would suggest is you go to Mike, because Mike will be their contact for the building. So if you guys are having questions for specific things, Mike would be able to get that answer, or myself would be able to get that answer for you. If it's something that's very pertinent that you want an answer, we can call the landscape company, get an answer, and then we'll follow up with you within the next 24 hours.
Will they be taking care of the trees?
Her question was, will they be taking care of the trees? Yes.
For 5 weeks so that they will rebloom. So will this company, you think, do that?
As far as I'm aware, yes, but we will know more of those answers tomorrow when we do a full walkthrough.
I might be wrong, but I think the pond just looks awful.
I don't disagree.
And I can see them trying to clean it on a daily basis, but it's just not working. What seems to be the problem?
From my knowledge, it's the filter system. So that's a question for Mike. I don't know the ins and outs of that pond. Anything else on that aspect? Okay. So there was an error made in the business office. So the wellness charges. So a few of you got a letter where if you guys were affected during the remodel where you guys could not access the wellness room, we gave you guys extra time where it was free for you guys versus just January. Those recurring charges got entered starting in April. They should have been started in May. So when you guys get your statement, it may look a little strange, but you should be, if you paid for the April, you'll get a credit and then you'll have a charge. They balance each other out to where you don't owe anything. But if you have questions, come see me or Mercedes and we can help explain what that statement looks like. But as of this morning, all of them have been corrected and they now reflect May instead of April. Well, Mark is not here today, but in his place, we have Mr. Brian Lloyd. So he is now, I don't really know what your official title should be. He is now Mark's assistant manager for the independent living. Okay?
How's everyone doing today? I want to thank you, first of all. I've been getting thank yous for like the last week. And especially the sweet people on the second floor. Hey, and first floor, okay. But I got, Mark wanted me to talk a couple things about the transportation sheets. I know people have been asking about that. We do poll them when we get about 10 people signed up. We do poll them because we do also admissions from the healthcare side. So, but if you want to put your name into the waiting list for whatever day that's full, if the sheets are not there, that means I already have them. So come to my office, I can probably put you onto the waiting list. And for the most part, we'll be able to get you on there. But I will let you know the evening of, once I discuss it with the driver. We should be able to get you a ride. So don't worry about that. Just come talk to me. Mark's office, Perla's office. I'm in the business office with everyone, so we're filling that room up. And also, we do have a, I'm going to send a door drop out tonight. It's about the, the sheet for like Facebook, and just giving us the okay to use your picture either on Facebook, social media, or just in-house media. So like some things on this paper I'll send out, I want you guys to fill it out. You can either check yes for in-house media, which will be like putting on the TVs and stuff, or the Apple Barrel. We just need your okay to put your picture. And then another one has you check yes or no for the Facebook media. And that's where I can use your pictures and your stuff on Facebook or any social media. For residents coming in, for like your family, if they want to look at Facebook, I'll start doing it like once or twice a week, and you'll be able, your family will be able to see what's going on at the facility, the events we put on, and you know, your guys' pictures if you let me.
So just to clarify, Manzano has its own Facebook page. So that's what he's referring to. So this entire campus has its own Facebook page for people to go look at. They can ask for inquiries from Perla, for move-ins and stuff like that. But what Brian's going to be focusing on is advertising, in a sense, but putting up all of our fun events that we have, they'll all be on Facebook. So any external individuals who are interested in the building, they can go on that page and see everything that we do. But we don't want to post anybody's face if they do not wish to have that posted.
So that door drop will let me know, and I can mark it and I'll keep track of every resident in the building, and whether or not, if you just want us to do in-house pictures or you don't mind anything. I'll keep it down to it. Is there any questions? Yeah, for the Facebook, I'm going to send out a door drop tonight. I'm going to have a little door drop, and it's going to tell you what I would expect and what I can use from you. And it'll have the sheet for you to fill out and return back to the business office.
What's the point of having Facebook or social media?
Right now, we have so many rooms that aren't being used. Those vacancies, we'd like to get you guys some neighbors. So the more I promote on Facebook, the more residents we can get in the building, we can fill this place up and make it even better.
So what will you do if there's a whole group and 3 or 4 in the group say they can't be in the picture?
Well, if a couple people say no to the group, we'll be able to, between me, Perla, and Mark, we'll be able to look at the picture and be like, okay, this person said no, so that picture's out. I'm not gonna go through and, block your, I'm not gonna go in there and block your face out. Leave all the other 30 people that said yes.
Hello. So Brian did say we do have a lot of vacant apartments. We currently have 25. But that doesn't mean you're not getting new neighbors. So we actually have 3 new residents moving in this month. So we have, so we'll get 2 new residents moving into the 4th floor. So the 4th floor does need new neighbors. We have a lot of empties on the 4th floor as well as the 3rd floor. So if you know anybody that might be interested, we still have our move-in special going on. And then as well for you guys, if you refer somebody, you will also get a $1,500 credit. Yeah, so if you know of anybody, send them our way. So we are touring a lot of people, so that doesn't mean we don't have anybody interested, so we actually do. But unfortunately, at the same time, I get somebody moving in, unfortunately somebody else moves out. So, but we're working on it, so every little helps. We do try to promote it on Facebook, but that also helps if you want your family to know what's going on and stuff like that. So that's something they want us to be working on. Do you guys have any questions for me?
Typically, what would be some reasons why people would move out?
If they need a higher level of care.
Oh. Is that the primary reason?
Yes, it is. So unfortunately, we don't offer assisted living, so that's what a lot of people might be needing, which is something we don't offer.
We had some also, Joshua.
Yeah,
So Mark and Brian are kind of tag teaming at the moment. So Mark's main priority is to maintain the independent living. Right now, what he's having to do is be pulled to drive 99% of the time. So he's pulled out of the building a lot. So his priority is to be here and to be accessible to you guys. Right now he's not. So that's where Brian comes in, where he's taking over transportation. He's going to help with marketing. And there's a couple other duties as assigned that will take place eventually. But it's to help alleviate Mark's load to where he can be here for you guys.
Did we get a new driver?
The question was, did we get a new driver? We actually hired 2 new drivers. I believe they will both be in orientation on Monday, or just one?
Crystal started today.
So we have one in orientation and one that just went through orientation. So, because John is leaving, I believe, at the end of this month. So we have 2 new drivers coming on board. That way Brian is not pulled to drive either, and that Mark is not.
Hello, everybody. Hello. How's everybody liking everything? Just like the tea party? She did not support.
And Cinco de Mayo.
Yes, Cinco de Mayo too.
Good. Good, I'm glad you're enjoying everything. Is there anything that we need to work on?
I don't eat in the dining room regular basis, and I would really appreciate it if for someone like me who does not have a good memory, when you print the menus, if you could print the times for each serving, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that would be appreciated, and also when the last seating is allowed.
Okay, we can, I could do some kind of schedule for you guys.
So there is a schedule already made, it's just not posted, which is the part that you are needing. So we'll make sure that it's posted, but we also had a good idea to have it added to the menu. So if we can put the time frames for breakfast, lunch, and dinner on the menu, that way you guys have access to it if you're not down here. So we'll get that situated with Crystal.
Is there anything being done about the acoustics in the dining room?
Is anything being done about the acoustics in the dining room? And it seems to echo funny in there, or I can't always, I have great hearing, and I can't always hear. But I can also hear conversations half a mile away. So I hear stuff I don't need to hear in the dining room. People think they're talking privately, and they're not. So I'm just curious if it didn't seem like to me that we had this before the renovation.
So before the renovation, we had sound panels on the ceiling. Those got removed during the renovation. So we talked about 2 options. Us purchasing sound panels for the ceiling ourselves, or having, as weird as this sounds, our flooring guy put sound panels up so that we don't have to. So those are the 2 options we're bouncing around right now. Now that I have landscape figured out, that's gonna be the next focus.
Another thing about sound is that we notice a lot of the noises that the crew in the serving area is making. And sometimes it's just they're congregating and laughing and talking loudly, and sometimes it's just banging the dishes. It just, it would be much more pleasant if we didn't have that to a great extent sometimes.
Okay, I can probably work on maybe closing my door to my office, because it's probably coming from the kitchen right there.
Some of it's actually in the serving area. And when they bring a tray around to clear a table right next to where you're sitting and eating, yeah, it seems like they just bang the dishes as they put them, take them off the table and put them in the tray.
Okay, we'll work on that.
And thank you on the black pepper thing, because it's much better now. Thank you.
Regarding the staff and the serving methods, I personally enjoy seeing the staff enjoy their work, and I enjoy the interaction with the staff. I think they're well trained, and I think they're responsive as in a general rule. So, from my opinion, I like seeing people at their work, enjoying their work.
I agree.
Thank you. I just wanted to bring up one thing, if we could stop taking the plates back to the apartments, because we're ending up, short on our dishes. So we have to-go boxes, if you just ask for a to-go box. And that's all I got.
Oh, and the napkins, it's wonderful. How did that resolve? Oh, how did that resolve? How did the napkin situation get resolved? It's wonderful to have the napkins.
Well, it just magically appeared.
Oh.
I came in one day and there they were.
Great.
All right. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I just have a couple things. I don't have very much this month to say. One will be the Smiths runs. I did try the 1:30 appointment. I did the 10:30, and 10:50 in the morning and the 1:30 in the afternoon, and it's working out good. So I will keep that on our calendar. Wow. So that if you can't make it in the morning, you're allowed. You can go in the afternoon, or you can actually go this because it does go fast. The second one is Trader Joe's. I did add the 1 o'clock to Trader Joe's, so I have a 10 a.m. and a 1 p.m. for Trader Joe's, and it's nice to see new faces able to actually go, because I know that fills up very fast. Just one thing on our calendar for May, Janelia Boeing will not be having her recital on the 25th, so most of you know why, but just know that she will not be performing for us on that day. And then,
Do you know why?
no,
tell them why.
No, we're not gonna tell them why.
Yeah, Friday is our birthday party, so if you do have a birthday this month, your birthday celebration will be this Friday. Other than that, that's all I have. If you have anything for me. Yes, my dear, in the back.
I know it's really hard not to double book things between all the other activities that were going on, but this month there were 3 things that were community-wide that were double booked with other things that were community-wide, and so that's frustrating for those of us who want to go to both sometimes, or that, not necessarily community-wide, but a large number of people, and then there was a community-wide event. So, and I know that's hard to schedule, but it is, hard too we can't be in 2 places at one time. And then I just,
want to address, Janelia, I think, there are HIPAA regulations regarding privacy for medical things or personal things. And I love being here in a community where people are concerned and want to know and want to support. But there are some questions like that I think we're just really not supposed to ask for those reasons, not just HIPAA, but some people,
Their privacy.
they want their privacy. So I think, we need to be careful about what we expect to know about everybody else's. We all have questions and I want to know, but sometimes we're not supposed to.
I just wanted to remind folks that tomorrow at 3:30 we have our mental health seminar. It should be good this time, so please come.
This time.
It sounds like this is not good other times. Well, yours truly has a role.
There you go. Miss Nancy?
I just want to say thank you for the most wonderful Mother's Day tea. The flowers, the fact that you sold out every thrift store in town to get the china cups, the food. I mean, it was magnificent. Thank you.
You're welcome. I enjoyed doing that. I'm glad you ladies enjoyed that. Yes, it was just for all of you. So, anything else?
Cinco de Mayo.
And Cinco de Mayo. Yes, that was a very good, great food for that one. Thank you, Dominic. All right, if that's it, I'll see.
So hopefully you all got the door drop about the grand opening of the book sale. We were trying to wait for another couple of pieces of furniture. We gave up waiting. But the book sale is going to be, we had to cull a lot of our library books that had not been used in the last 3 to 5 years. And so we pulled those from the shelves and we will be offering them, according to this, for $1 a paperback and $2 for hardback. Our fabulous pastry chef is supposed to make us some pastries for you to enjoy, not in the library, but in the foyer during that time. And so we're really hoping that you'll bring your 1s and 5s and come and buy us, enjoy some of those books. On Saturday, this coming Saturday, it'll start at 2 o'clock. We'll be setting up before that, but the sale itself won't start until 2 o'clock. So hope you will come and bring whoever wants to add to their personal library. And then on that note too, I just want to mention book donations. We've been really strict about saying please do not bring us your book donations. In the past, what has happened is when somebody moves, and a lot of times it's family members, maybe we'll end up dropping off the books from the personal library. And then we end up needing to remove a lot of those because they are not books that will be checked out here. Some of those are fabulous books. We've had some amazing books come through, but they're not books that people are going to check out in this setting. So we end up having to transport those someplace else, which is really not our volunteer committee's responsibility to do that. So we will start trying to do books again as soon as the committee meets this Wednesday. We'll try to set some guidelines in place for accepting donations. And I think that they probably will include that if you have books you would like to donate, we would love to add to our library. Those books, 99% of those books are donations. We do not have a budget. We can request things, and typically that is granted, but we're not going to come in and request $1,000 worth of books because, we don't want not to be turned down for that. So that's the way our library grows, is through book donations. And so once we've got these things in place that we do now, we'll be talking about that at our committee meeting on Wednesday. And that it probably will involve that you do need to ask the library committee member to look at that book and be sure that it is one that will be checked out in our library. Other libraries, used bookstores, and such places can benefit from books that will not be checked out here. So we also really need large print books. If you are a connoisseur of large print and have some you would like to donate, we would really be interested in seeing those. So thank you for your support of the library. I know there are people who utilize it a lot, and there are people who hardly ever go in. Including some of the library committee. A lot of us aren't really in there using it a whole lot, but we maintain it for you. We have people check it every day, checking in books and checking them out, making sure the library is maintained in a nice condition for everybody to use. So that's part of Saturday. You can express appreciation to the rest of the committee, who are a bunch of hard workers, and I really appreciate them myself. Okay, any questions for me? Yes.
I want to say thank you to the library committee for resurrecting the library. You brought it to life. Fantastic.
Thank you. We worked really hard on that. We spent hours and hours.
Yes.
Yes, I too want to commend the library staff and committee, and would like to know the names of them so that we really can identify them.
Committee members present right now is Tom Samuel, would you stand? Bernice Richards, would you stand? I'm sorry, I forgot to mention Pam Hinchcliffe. She takes care of the newspapers. She does a Herculean job because those newspapers tend to walk away in the middle of the night or halfway through the morning. I don't know what happens to them, but she really tries to maintain those. She makes copies of the crossword puzzles for those of you that would like to take them. So if you see Pam, really give her a thank you.
How is everybody today? Now, I have to ask about Mother's Day. How'd it go? What would we do without our mothers, right? Our family is everything to us. I'm going to touch base a little bit and get a little bit of feedback. One of the things that we're going to deal with tomorrow is I got a walkthrough with the guys from Red Shovel. What we're going to do by that is I'm going to be able to nail down some of what it is that they intend to bring to the facility and the places where they're going to attack the first. One of the things that they're going to do is they're going to do a major cleanup. We're going to go on the outside of the fence. All of the shrubs that's on the walls, they're all going to get resized. They're going to be put back where they belong. So it's all going to get restarted. Pyracantha has a tenacious ability to grow. It loves this weather down here. And so one of the things that they're going to do is they're going to resize them. They're going to cut them back and get them closer to the walls like they're supposed to, reshape them, and get them within their boundaries. And then they'll continue working on that, keeping that going the way it's supposed to. The roses, they're gonna address the roses. With our contract with them, we have an individual that is specifically monitoring the watering system. Manzano has over 50 zones that run at different times during the day. David was pretty good with it. There's also an additional 10 to 15 on the outside of the perimeter that have been shut off, and we're going to see if we can resurrect some of the older stuff that's outside the perimeter so we can get some more bushes and stuff growing in the rock areas. During their cleanup, they're also going to come in and clean, comb all the rocks, clean the rocks, and get a lot of that stuff cleaned up and straightened up. One of the other things that's going to happen is they're going to brighten up the front entrance. We're going to put a lot more flowers, a lot more color out there. We have exterior lighting that is very aged, and so we're going to approach that and see if we can help with that a little bit. I'd like to add an additional 25 to 30 lights so that we can kind of accent and light up the front of the building a little bit more. It helps a lot at night. Are there any plans for when you're going to pave the
No, there's no updates on paving the parking lot.
Everybody saw that the tree was removed. I have several pieces of that tree that we're going to save. I like to fiddle around with wood as well. one of the things I like to do is I like to work on a lathe. So we're gonna make a few lamps out of a few of the branches, and we'll have a Manzano raffle of some kind. So we'll have some fun with that. It's gonna dry for a little bit, and then we'll get it shaped. All right. One of the things that I know everybody's going to be asking questions about is on the south side of the building, on the east end, just before the walking path, there are quite a few beds. There's some area there that the residents, that you guys have plants in that you take care of. Some of what we're going to do there is we're going to reshape the beds themselves. Another part of the aspect of what we do here is we provide outpatient, or are going to start working towards outpatient therapy. And that walking path that leads from that gate to the therapy area, there's a couple areas in there that it's too narrow. And so that's all going to have to be looked at, because we're going to have to meet some federal guidelines with our walking. Some of the concrete needs to be worked on anyway. It's over the years taken crack, and it needs some help. So we're going to work on that as well. So we're going to be revamping some of the beds in that area so that we can make room for the wheelchairs and stuff that's going to be utilizing that walkway quite a bit. And it just needs to be spruced up a little bit. We might even be able to add some more, but we haven't quite got it all figured out yet. Over in that area also is where we have our sprinkler controls, a lot of the valves are there. The controls for the pool, spa, all that stuff is over in that area. A lot of you guys, I know Clayton and Eugene have had a lot of fun outside, and they're going to continue. We have areas that need some more work outside. We've got curb that needs to be addressed. Our red curb up front is rather not necessarily red anymore. I've probably got 2 miles of yellow in the back that's not quite yellow anymore. So we're going to be addressing a lot of that stuff, and some of it involves getting a little bit of equipment to do it with. But they'll be working on that. We're going to be also working on giving all of the wrought iron fencing a new paint job. The generator back in the area has a white fence. It's a chain link fence with fillers that have been put in. They're about 25, 30 years old. All of that's going to be redone. We're going to put pickets out there. We've got pickets started over here. We're not quite finished on this side. That's going to be, that should be finished up probably this week or next. The guys did a good job on getting all that stuff pretty well going the right direction. They look good. Some of the signage that we got is going to be addressed. We're going to change it. We're going to probably make it a little bit more, I don't know, some of it's kind of obnoxious and loud. But some of it, we're just going to freshen it up. We'll make it look a little bit better. Still be readable, we hope. Another thing that we'll be doing is cleaning the roof. You guys know that one of the things that we've got here is we've got over 50,000 square feet of EPDM roof. Periodically, it's got to be cleaned. Now that the cooling tower is finished, the cooling tower is actually working amazing. We were very, very pleased with the results that we got on that. It used to run for about, when you guys would hear the tower belts turn on, you'd that little squeal, and then you'd hear a roar. From the time frame that it started to the time frame it shut off, it used to be about 15, 18 minutes. all the way down to 7 now. So it's made a big difference. We're real happy with what of course, the guys pulled probably, I'd have to say at least, what do you think, Brian, maybe a ton of debris out of it? I'd say at least. There's a lot of surface area up there, but yeah, the scale that was left on the plastic panels after 25 years of use, it was pretty amazing. And then on top of that, the tower is oversized for our building to begin with, so it doesn't work real hard, which is the way we like it. We don't like it working real hard. It does real well. So the roof's going to get washed off. We're going to get it flushed and clean. Ductwork on the roof, we're going to get replaced. Dominic's guys are going to get a new swamp cooler. That's going to be an interesting one to... We have the unit that they have in there now, and they've been using for the last 4 years, is one of those with a propeller in it. It's for like a big shop, and it's portable. And one of the things that you have to use when you calculate the amount of air you move is air slippage. Well, when you use a swamp cooler, that's different than a propeller. So I think they've been functioning on about a third of the air that they're supposed to be getting. But the unit that we removed from there, or Stacy removed from there, I think he said he removed it about 12 years ago. And he removed it in a bucket, because it pretty much fell apart. It was designed totally different than what we've got right now, so we're going to build one. Which is going to be a lot more fun. It'll be good. All that hot air will go somewhere. Let's talk about the pond.
Yes.
Now, one thing that I want everybody to know, the fish are fine. The fish are fine. I know it's not as pleasing to look at right now. What's going to happen is there's probably about 70 fish in there right now. So we're going to take it down to probably about 15 to 20. And they probably won't be goldfish. We're going to probably put koi in. It'll be a little bit different because we'll slowly creep up on that number. The pond will stabilize pretty easy after that. And then we'll do some different plants and stuff that work a little bit better. We don't have as much light as some of the plants that they have right now need. So it's going to be a balancing act at best. The pond that I built in Colorado was finicky, but our ponds in Colorado ran year-round, just like they do here. Koi, they do just fine. Everything works. The filter system that we've got is needing some help. The UV light that we have in it, usually a UV light has the ability to take care of a lot of the bad stuff that grows in them. This one has, it hasn't quite died yet, but it's on the way out, so we're going to be getting it changed out. And it may be something that we'll have to install another filtering system that'll go with it as well. So I know we've got a lot of water that moves. We have good pump that moves a lot of water. The other thing that we're just about finished with is the generator. The generator has finally passed its last federal exam. And we are ecstatic. Now it is in full service. It will do it was doing what it needed to before. Our emergency panel doesn't have a huge load on it. So in weeks and months and the time coming towards us, we're gonna be adding, more critical systems to the panels. So we'll bring that load up a little bit on end. One thing that we're doing, you're gonna get a door drop tonight. It's gonna consist of, just notice to let you know that we're doing the annual fire panel exam. So we're gonna have a couple of crews going from floor to floor, department to department, checking all the devices that are attached to it. So they'll be in the apartments to let you know when they're gonna be there. They'll have an escort. One of our guys will escort them. They'll get in and get out as quick as possible. But that's gonna be tomorrow and the next day. Today they spent most of their day in the healthcare side doing the testing and stuff for the units over there. And that's about all I've got. One of the things I can do is, I have questions that I have for the landscape company that's coming tomorrow. So we'll get a little bit more knowledge about what their intentions are. And then we'll have a little bit more knowledge to share with you about what it is. The goal is to make sure that they have a clear understanding of what we expect from them. Once they are able to understand exactly what it is that we're wanting from them, then we'll be able to rearrange and get all that stuff pretty well figured out. Go ahead.
When you're talking with the landscape company, I hope that they will not be using weed killers that are toxic. And that's bad for the environment and for the critters.
Right now, we're going to follow their leading. Okay, yes, I understand weed killers are not something everybody likes. There are a lot of weed killers out there that will work just fine in our environment and will not hurt anything. So you have to trust. When we ask questions, we'll ask questions. Will we answer them? No. No. I'm not going to answer them all because I don't know them all.
They do know that we have Diablo though, so they are aware of Diablo. So they're aware of what type of parameters and weed killer they can have in our environment.
And one of the things that we used to do with Diablo when we did do some of the chemicals that we would use, like the heavy fertilizers and things, Diablo will get displaced to another place where he's not in it for approximately 10 to 12 days. When we talked to Millie about all that, she said, he's tough as nails. Okay, I get that. We still want to be very careful with him. He is a rather old gentleman. So we'll err on the side of caution with most of that stuff though. There is no community in Albuquerque that likes to use chemicals. And this company and the companies that we talk to, they don't like to use them either. But they have some methodologies to what they do that gets things done.
The company before we had David, gardens, they used to along the perimeter.
The company before used the chemicals on the exterior?
Before David.
Okay. Well, and that's part of what that walkthrough tomorrow is to ask these questions and to kind of relay our expectations of what we want. So that's the purpose of tomorrow.
Are you gonna go with them, Abby, you personally?
Mike will be with them.
Okay. So I don't think this is working. Is this working?
It is, yes.
When you talked about the raised beds that some of the residents, some of us are using and resizing them, what will happen to the plants that are in the beds?
That's all going to be something that's going to be worked out with whose bed they are.
Well, here I am.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
It's not something that we're going to do without your guys' input. We will help you.
Yeah, I'm listening.
We will help any way we can to make sure that everything is done the way it needs to get done. If we need to bring in some temporary raised beds, we can do that.
So the areas he's talking about is not necessarily the raised beds you guys are thinking of. It's in the areas, as you're walking down the walking track, heading to the walking track, it's that left area where it's down on the ground. It's not those raised beds, per se. So it's those on the area down on the left heading towards the outpatient area. So that's the area he's talking about. So before anything is changed, we are going to send out a door drop letting the residents know, hey, we need to do X, Y, and Z. Whoever is in this area, please come talk to us. So it'll be a conversation that we'll have before anything's done. And nothing is set in stone yet for outpatient, so there's no timeline yet for us.
We know that it's coming, and we know that we're gonna have to realign that sidewalk over there. So the raised beds that you're referring to, are those the ones with the stucco around them? Okay.
Those we're not touching.
Now,
I didn't understand.
That's why I clarified.
on that side over there are a couple people that have that lower bed. They put in a couple of trees and different fruit trees. That's the area that's over there.
Where the grapes are? I don't follow you on that.
Okay, as you're walking, you know where the gate that Diablo loves to escape from? There's a tree right there on the corner. There are 2 more trees inside from there. Those beds are the ones that we're going to be having to deal with. They come right to the sidewalk, and so we're going to probably end up encroaching on that. I believe so. I'm not familiar with what's out there.
Grapes out there? That's good.
There may be before.
Digital plants outside the park.
If we're not gonna be in our apartment when the fire people come, will they be able to get in?
That's the purpose of the escort.
Okay. And then my other question is, when my husband was over in long-term care, we really enjoyed that big pine tree. So if you could make something for over there when you're making something,
sure,
that would be so nice, because the people over there really enjoyed that tree. But I know it needed to come out, because I've watched it grow.
Yeah, it moved a lot.
Do you suppose we're going to get a companion for Diablo?
No, we are not going to get another tortoise. I've been asked that numerous times. I understand. And I don't know if everybody knows the story about Diablo and Delilah. I know very little about it. But technically, Diablo and Delilah should not have been here. So because they are grandfathered in, I cannot bring in another tortoise because I don't want to deal with the game and fish or any of that stuff. So no, he's gonna fly solo.
I want to express my appreciation for having 2 elevators.
I was afraid to bring that subject up.
What about the front door?
Front door's there in motion. It's everything's in motion. We had to have a 30-day lead time for the equipment to get ordered and built. And so they're thinking probably.
We don't have a date yet. We do not have a date yet.
I would look for something after June.
I said no date.
I didn't give a date.
Gave a month.
It could be June of next year.
No date. I don't have a date yet. We're not saying a date.
We talked about this for over a year.
No, that's why I'm not giving a date.
I'll start by saying that I know nothing about plants, but it'd be really nice when going the walking path, especially as the summer heats up, if maybe in the middle of it, where it's open, if there could be a shade tree planted there.
We'll see what we can situate with the landscape team. Because that's one of the areas we can walk through with them.
One thing that we have to be careful with there is that area is considered a drainage problem. So we'll see what we can do.
And one aspect too, as Brian and I have talked through the inpatient and stuff like that, that area can actually be used for therapy purposes. So it's that uneven ground that they can utilize. So I don't want to put a ton of obstacles in that area, but we can look at something.
Okay.
Are there any other questions? Okay.
Elevators have been updated. We are in good shape. The buttons are working. Has anybody had any hiccups with it?
No.
Twice?
You've had it twice?
Well, the door just stopped halfway and paused for 3 seconds and then it opened. It was just weird.
Well, it just has to breathe a little.
I'm just going to say I'm thankful they went ahead and closed.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that the new company that's going to be looking at them is called U.S. Electric. U.S. Electric is a company that's been in Albuquerque for a long, long time. And they have their own elevator division now. And so they're the ones that we'll have our contract with, and they'll be able to come and maintain them. The question is, she has a fire extinguisher that I don't believe you put in there, right? Residents we don't have fire extinguishers that we put in people's residence. If you want one, you're capable and able to get one if you like, but that means you have to maintain it. But if you have one, we can dispose of it, if you want it covered. Yes. Any more questions?
My turn. Yes. You know, I have said to you all that you need to thank all these wonderful people that work here for us. And I have somebody that I want to tell you about. He's sitting down over there. I was trying to catch him before he sat. My porch faces the parking lot, and I'm kind of above where the grass is, and there's a fence that's now been constructed. And I was out on my porch and I heard all this racket the other we could go Saturday. And I looked out and there was an SUV there and there was some wood and there was Mike. And he was putting up wood on the fence. And then all of a sudden I saw this lovely lady walk up to help him, whose name is Beth, and it's his wife. And she was here helping him put the wood up on the fence. It has now been finished, and he took his day off to do that. And I just feel like, now you don't need to say anything. You don't need to say anything. But I just appreciate that he feels that way about Manzano. So remember to thank anybody that does something nice for you. And if they don't do it nice, tell them anyway. But thank you so much, and thank you so much. That fence looks great. I went out there and looked at it.
What she doesn't understand, and I tried to get across to her, was you guys know what therapy is, right? There are many places you all have been in your lives where you need a little bit of therapy. That was mine.
I understand that.
I can't play with my lathe right now, so I have a fence I can play with. So it was therapy. And my wife, yeah, she was just glad to see that I was doing it and smiling. We had fun.
Lots of nice things happen here in Manzano. We have a lot of nice people that are sitting right here today. There's a few missing that I didn't see come in today, but that's okay. Thank you for coming. Is there anything else anybody wants to say? Remember, whenever you look in your mirror on the morning and smile, you'll have a better day. Take care.